All right, folks, settle in and imagine yourself right at the heart of Glasgow, heart pounding, scarf waving because we're about to dive deep into the latest buzz surrounding Celtic. And that electrifying striker, David Strelic, picture it. The roar of the crowd, the emerald of the pitch stretching out before you. And the question on everyone's lips, will Strelic be pulling on the hoops next season? Let's unpack this saga in full swing, in a voice that feels as if we're chatting over a pint at Parkhead itself. From the minute the Slovakian forward stepped onto the pitch to face Celtic in last season's Champions League group stage, fans fell under his spell. Quick on his feet, intelligent movement, a nose for goal. He flickered past defenders and whispered danger to every center back sent his way. That performance set tongues wagging in Glasgow. By January, Celtic were ready to make a serious move. A bold bid of £7,900,000 fluttered over to Slovan Bratislava, an investment some would call shrewd, others would dub ambitious. Certainly enough to raise eyebrows and get the transfer wheels spinning, but then came the answer, the firm, stern no. Bratislava stood their ground, made it clear this prized asset wasn't going anywhere soon. Understandable from their perspective, Strelic had become their jewel. A player who sent defenders into a panic and reignited hopes of domestic glory. Celtic fans, however, were left hanging. The roar that might have been in full crescendo fell to a hush of anticipation. Yet interestingly, Strelic himself didn't lash out. On the contrary, he showed respect, even gratitude. He made it known he was content in Slovakia, grateful for the faith that had been placed in him. Still, he didn't shy away from admitting he nursed dreams of England. The Premier League loomed in his thoughts, a stage that many central midfielders and strikers across Europe fantasize about. Meanwhile, whispers and rumors swirled. Celtic's interest never truly went silent. Agents leaked hints that all this chatter was overblown. It was just talk, they said. But as every football fan knows, just talk can quickly morph into something huge. Speculation is the lifeblood of summer transfers, and sure enough, it was only a matter of time before Bratislava threw down their own marker. Ivan Kamačik Jr., the club's general director, stepped into the spotlight, confirming the Swiss cheese thin line they tread between ins and outs. He unveiled their latest signing, Mykola Kačarević. This was no cozy, off-the-radar move. Kačarević arrives on a sturdy 4-year deal, tested and proven, having netted goals on loan in Hibernian in Scotland and with roots at Swansea City. The message couldn't be clearer. Bratislava are rebuilding, reinforcing, and positioning themselves with intention. Kamačik's words couldn't have been more direct. He praised Kačarević for his physical presence, his international pedigree, his technical ability, and he claimed it wasn't about letting Strelic go. Instead, it was about sharpening the competition up front to whippets fighting for one slot, pushing each other to be faster, sharper, deadlier. In essence, Bratislava are sending a signal: we're not selling our star, we're powering up around him. The quotes were strikingly candid, suggesting the club view Kačarević not as a replacement, but as a complement. The stylistic difference between the two means Bratislava can now rotate systems, experiment with tactics, and keep opponents guessing. For Celtic supporters, this panorama shifts the tide. While Strelic remains a desirable target, the path to fame seems cloudier than ever. After all, why would Slovan Bratislava consider losing a player who just convinced them he's made for bigger stages, only to replace him with someone who could thrive in his position? If anything, they're saying they're ready to build something expansive, retain their marquee man, and double down on their attacking options. It's ambition painted in bold strokes. And don't think for a second that anything's off the table. Football changes in an instant. A late bid, a red-hot season, a managerial shift, or a jewel of a European tie can turn heads overnight. Celtic won't blink. They'll stay alert, connected, ready, because in football, timing is everything and opportunity often strikes when teams are least expecting. But for the moment, Strelic remains in Bratislava. That £7.9 million bid still unanswered, and to forwards ready to battle it out in neon green and navy. This is football's beautiful tension, the tantalizing possibility of a big move, counterbalanced by a club's determination to hold firm. It's the kind of story that keeps fans perched on seats, hearts racing, eyes flicking toward the transfer scribbles and manager whispers. Stay tuned, because as the transfer window stretches on, every rumble, every statistic, every bullish club statement could shift the narrative entirely. Whether Strelic becomes a hoops hero or Slovan spearhead, one thing's certain: the Scottish and Slovak football worlds are locked in a delicate dance, and the next step could come at any moment. And while the deal seems to be at a standstill, Celtic fans know better than to write off a target too soon. The club's recruitment team has developed a reputation for patience, precision, and striking when the timing's right. They've played the long game before. Just look at past transfer windows where a quiet rumor in June turned into a done deal by August. So, while Slovan Bratislava might be doubling down on Strelic for now, the story is far from over. What makes this situation even more compelling is how Strelic fits into Celtic's current tactical blueprint. Under Brendan Rodgers, the Hoops have leaned into a dynamic, pressing style of play that demands intelligent movement, quick decision-making, and forwards who don't just wait for the ball, but hunt it down. Strelic, with his versatility and vision, has the attributes to slot into that system seamlessly. He's not just a finisher, he's a creator, a presser, a player who stretches defenses and brings others into play. It's not hard to see why the club remains keen, even if public negotiations have gone quiet. Add to that the shifting sands of European football. A strong preseason showing or a standout performance in a European qualifier could instantly elevate Strelic's stock. Clubs across the continent are watching, and should interest from the English Premier League solidify, it might force Celtic's hand to act faster or risk losing out entirely. But on the flip side, if Strelic feels his best shot at development lies with regular football and a clear path to the top, Celtic offers a more stable, nurturing environment than being benched in a hyper-competitive English side. That's the pitch. Come here, grow your game, and make your move to the Premier League on your terms, not as a gamble. Meanwhile, Strelic continues to deliver for Slovan Bratislava. Every match he plays sharpens the narrative. Will this be the campaign that catapults him into global attention? Or will he use this season as a platform to finally secure that big move? And as Kakarevich settles into his new surroundings, it becomes a subplot of its own. How will the duo complement or challenge each other? Could a strong partnership emerge? Or is this a classic case of one pushing the other toward the exit? The timing of this transfer saga couldn't be more critical for Celtic. Champions League qualifiers loom, and the squad must be sharp and firing from the get-go. The margin for error is razor-thin. A clinical forward who understands high-stakes football and has faced European opposition before could be the difference between a group stage berth or early elimination. Strelic, having already faced Celtic, knows the intensity required. He's felt the Parkhead atmosphere, the weight of expectation, the relentless pace, and he didn't flinch. That memory, that familiarity, gives him a head start most targets can't claim. But the window is a puzzle and every club is playing chess. While Celtic weigh up options, Bratislava are making moves. They're protecting their investment, asserting control over the narrative, and signaling they're not a selling club. Not this time, not on their terms. It's posturing, yes, but it's also a genuine indication of intent. Slovan don't want to be picked apart. They want to grow, compete, and perhaps, for once, be the team that others fear losing to rather than one constantly preparing to rebuild. Still, for all the noise and drama, the heart of this story remains simple. A talented striker caught between two ambitions, the comfort and stability of home, and the bright lights of a bigger stage. And Celtic, they're poised, watching, calculating, ready to move when the moment's right. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Whispers are growing loud around Celtic Park this week, with reports emerging that the Hoops have made a surprise approach for Swedish forward Jordan Larsson, son of none other than club icon Henrik Larsson. The rumor, which has sent ripples through the Celtic faithful, suggests that the boys are exploring the possibility of bringing the 27-year-old attacker to Glasgow in a move that would tug at the heartstrings of an entire generation of supporters. Sources close to the player claim initial contact has been made, though nothing has been finalized. Still, the prospect of Jordan donning the famous green and white hoops, the very same shirt his father wore with such distinction between 1997 and 2004, has sparked a mix of nostalgia and cautious excitement among fans. Jordan, currently plying his trade at Copenhagen following stints in Russia, Germany, and Sweden, has yet to fully step out of his father's immense shadow. But those in the know believe a move to Celtic could give him the platform, and perhaps the pressure, to carve out his own legacy in a city that still chants his father's name. It remains to be seen whether this interest will materialize into a formal bid. But the idea of a Larsson once again lighting up paradise has been enough to get tongues wagging across the Scottish footballing landscape. Some insiders suggest this could be more than just sentimentality, with Celtic looking to bolster their attacking depth amid rumors of potential departures up front. Whether it's a masterstroke or just a momentary flirtation, the potential return of the Larsson name to Glasgow has added an extra layer of intrigue to the Hibs' summer plans. For now, it's only a rumor, but in football, especially in Glasgow, some dreams never really die. Hello, fan, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.